Dennis Rader, infamously known by his self-designated moniker, BTK, which stands for bind, torture, kill, is one of the most notorious serial killers in American history. His crimes spanned from 1974 to 1991, during which he took the lives of 10 people in and around Wichita, Kansas. However, it was not just the brutality of his crimes that shocked the nation but also the fact that he led a double life as a seemingly respectable family man and public servant, evading capture for over 3 decades. Dennis Rader was born on March 9, 1945, in Pittsburgh, Kansas, and later moved to Wichita. He displayed a fascination with voyeurism and sadomasochistic fantasies from an early age, which later evolved into his murderous activities. Rader served in the U.S. Air Force from 1966 to 1970, and upon returning to Kansas, he married Paula Dietz in 1971 and had 2 children. He worked in various jobs, including a position with ADT Security Services and, later, as a compliance officer in Park City, where he was known for being particularly strict and sometimes overzealous. Rader's killing spree began in 1974 with the brutal murders of 4 members of the Otero family in their home. This horrific crime set the pattern for future killings, where he would break into a home, bind his victims, torture, and then kill them. Over the following years, he killed 6 more people, choosing victims seemingly at random and often leaving their bodies in positions that indicated his control and domination. Despite the brutality of his crimes, Rader was meticulous about not leaving physical evidence and was extremely proud of his ability to elude capture. He communicated frequently with police and media, sending them letters that described the details of his murders with chilling precision and taunting them with puzzles and cryptic messages. In these communications, he demanded attention and seemed to relish the fear and notoriety his unseen presence generated. The trail went cold after the early 1990s, and with no new leads, the case remained unsolved for years. However, Rader resumed communication in 2004, sending a floppy disk to the media, which eventually led to his downfall. Investigators traced metadata from the disk to a computer at the Christ Lutheran Church, where Rader was an active member and president of the church council. Additional evidence, including DNA from his daughter's medical kit, conclusively linked him to the crimes. In 2005, Dennis Rader was arrested and charged with 10 counts of first-degree murder. He pled guilty and was given 10 consecutive life terms without the possibility of parole. During his confession, Rader described the murders in detail, showing no remorse and referring to his victims as projects. His ability to compartmentalize his life, maintaining the facade of a family man while being a cold-blooded killer, remains one of the most disturbing aspects of his case. The story of BTK is a harrowing reminder of how a killer can hide in plain sight, masquerading as an upstanding citizen while committing heinous crimes. Rader's arrest brought closure to the families of the victims and a troubled community, but left many questioning how well they truly know their neighbors and the faces behind the masks people wear.
Double life. Rader led a shockingly normal life as a family man, church president, and local government employee, all while committing heinous murders. His ability to maintain this facade is deeply unsettling. Communication with police and media. Rader actively taunted police and the media with letters, detailing his crimes and providing evidence of his identity. He enjoyed the attention and fear he could instill through these communications. Long periods of inactivity. There were significant gaps between his series of murders, with years of inactivity. This unusual pattern contributed to the difficulty in capturing him, as he would resurface unpredictably. Use of a floppy disk. Rader's capture was ultimately due to his own mistake, sending a floppy disk to police that contained metadata tracing back to him. He believed it was safe to send, which shows a strange blend of meticulousness and recklessness. Resumption of communication. After years of silence, Rader inexplicably resumed sending communications in 2004, which led directly to his capture. His need for recognition ultimately overcame his desire to remain hidden. Nonchalant confession. During his trial, Rader described his horrific crimes in a matter-of-fact manner, referring to his victims as projects and showing a chilling lack of empathy or remorse. Role in the church. His prominent position in his church juxtaposed with his sadistic behavior highlights a profound hypocrisy and the depth of his deceit. Arrest and reaction. Despite his brutal crimes, Rader's arrest shocked his community, who had known him as nothing but a polite and dedicated public servant.